This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so today we are going to discuss about the Tower of Hanoi, and here we will see the power of recursion. How using the recursion we are going to solve one of the most beautiful problem, and that is also called time complexity wise. It is uh, going to take a very high time if you are going to try to solve it using the usual methods. Then it is going to you have to do a lot of type of kind of arrays and looping and all other things. But yes, we have learned about the recursion and we know how we are going to put the stack activation records inside the memory. And in fact, using the tree methods also, we have seen how we are going to come across the output using the recursive trees. Okay, so using the recursive method as well as using the power of this what we call as the recursions, we will see how we are going to solve one of the most beautiful problem, that is the Tower of Hanoi. So today's topic is Hanoi. So have you coded it in the lab? Yes. Yes.
Not yet, sir.
Yes, sir, but we didn't understand.
Yes, sir, but fine.
Okay, it means
Yes, sir.
that
Coded in the laptop.
okay, so okay, then it means that you have coded, you know how it actually works. Yes.
No, sir.
What? No, then how you have coded that?
समझ नहीं आया था सर ने तो कराया था सर.
Okay, no issues. So let's see. So what is the Tower of Hanoi and how it actually works? What is the problem? The problem states that given three towers like this, let us suppose these towers named as X, Y, Z, and on these towers we have some disk. Let us suppose this is a disk A, this is disk B, and this is disk C. So what we have to do, we have to move these disks from X to Y. We have to move these disks from X to Y using Z. So ultimately we have to move all these disks in the same pattern. It means that the A disk is a heavier disk, B disk is a lighter than the A, and C is lighter than B. And the constraint is that we cannot put a heavy disk on a lighter disk, but a lighter disk can be placed always on the higher disk. So this is the constraint, and one by one we are going to move from one tower to another tower. The result that we want is that we want this particular movement, this structure we want where? At this particular tower Y. This statement is clear? Problem is clear? ये सारे के सारे डिस्क हमें उठा के यहाँ रखनी है, और जो हैवी डिस्क है वो हमेशा जो है नीचे रहेगी, लाइटर डिस्क हमेशा उसके ऊपर ही प्लेस होगी. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि लाइटर डिस्क के ऊपर आपने हैवी डिस्क प्लेस कर दिया. ठीक है. एंड वन बाय वन हम जो है डिस्क को जो है मूव करेंगे फ्रॉम वन टावर टू अनदर टावर यूजिंग अ थर्ड टावर. इतनी बात क्लियर हो रही है? व्हाट इज द स्टेटमेंट?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So how we are going to move it? Let's see this. So these are the three towers, right? X, Y, Z. Now let's try to move this C from X to Y. Okay, so this is the step number 1. So let's try to move this from here to here. So it means that C is now at this point. So what left? This is A and this is B. Okay, so in the second step, what we will do? Let's move this B from here to here. So it will result in what? This is C, this is B, this is A. Okay. Yes. And in the third, we are going to move this C from here to here. So it will result in like this, B and C. These are tower XYZ. Now again, after doing this, what we are doing? After doing, when we have replaced, see how many disks we have replaced from X to Z till now?
2.
Two,
Two
sir.
disks, right? Okay, so let's note it. How many disks we have moved from here to here. So then again we are going to move from. So let me mark this one. Let me mark this because this is an important step that we will draw while we are going to do the recursive tree. So this is one. Now again what we are doing after this step, we are moving from move one disk from X to Y, right? So this is let me mark this as a step number 2. Why I am marking the step number 2, I will tell you, but let us mark it because this is the step that we have to perform anyhow. So this is the step number 1, and up to this point, whatever we have done, up to this point, whatever we have done, this is step number 1. Okay, so now let's move it. So after movement, what we will get? A, B, and C. Okay, so this completes the step number 2. Rather than writing this as step number, so this is the output. This is the completion of the step number 2. After this, completed. After this, what we will do? Again, we have to move these disks, these 2 disks, from where? From Z to Y, using what? X. So up to this point, what we have done? We have moved disk n minus 1 disk. What is the value of n here? These are 3. So what we have done?
Yeah.
We have moved 2 disks from X to Z using Y. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
In the step number 1. So
Yes,
in the
sir.
step number 1, let me write it in the step number 1. So step number 1, we have moved n minus 1 disk, n minus meaning top disk, top n minus 1 disk from X to Z using Y. So this is the step number 1. What is the step number 2? We have moved one disk from X to Y. Yes or no? This one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is the step number 3 now? Again, the problem is again like how we have started from the initial stage. Again, the problem look like this. So what we have to do? Again, we have to move n minus 1. So what is the value of n? N is 3. So what we have to do? We have to move the 2 disk, that is top 2 disk, right? We have to move top 2 disk from where? Z to Y
X.
using X.
Okay.
Are you following this?
Yes,
इसी
sir.
मेथड से हम
Yes, sir.
टावर ऑफ नॉइस सॉल्व कर सकते हैं बस
Hmm?
हम बस इसी मेथड से टावर ऑफ नॉइस सॉल्व कर सकते हैं
आपने टावर देख लिया या हमने पूरा मेथड अभी डिस्कस कर लिया है क्या?
नहीं सर आपने डेफिनेशन दी थी ना टावर ऑफ हनोई की
क्या?
तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग तो ये है कि हमें जिस वे में जैसे एक बार आप ऊपर तरीके स्लाइड प्लीज जैसे हमने स्टार्टिंग में देता कि हमें इस फॉर्म में दिया हुआ है ए बी सी तो हमें इस तरह लगाने उन दिस्तों की मतलब ट्रांसफर करना है उन्हें दूसरे वाले में पूरी तरह कि उनका ऑर्डर सेम ही रहे यही तो आपने बताया टावर ऑफ हनोई तो अब उसके लिए हम इसी प्रोसेस से जाएंगे सी तो हम थर्ड में रखेंगे बी तो हम वाई में रखेंगे जो आपने भी बताया मतलब सी तो वाई में फिर डी
नहीं,
तो
मास्टर
जेड
नहीं
में
बोला ऐसा। कंस्टेंट, हम तो कंस्टेंट के अकॉर्डिंग चल रहे हैं। एक डिस्क की एक टाइम पे मूवमेंट होगी, हैवी डिस्क के ऊपर लाइटर डिस्क की आएगी, लाइटर के ऊपर हैवी नहीं आएगी। ये कंस्टेंट और वाई पे मूव करना है। अब आपके पास अगर कोई दूसरा मेथड है, यू कैन ऑलवेज अप्लाई। एल्गोरिथमिक और डेटा स्ट्रक्चर कोई ऐसा नहीं है वी शुड बी फिक्स टू वन स्टेप। इफ यू हैव सम मैकेनिज्म देन यू प्रूव इट। So this is also one mechanism. We can do it. So show me that mechanism.
Okay sir, got it.
डेटा स्ट्रक्चर एल्गोरिथम सी में कभी भी लॉजिक जो है ऐसा नहीं है कि दिस इज द फिक्स्ड लॉजिक. इफ यू हैव सम अदर लॉजिक, कीपिंग इन माइंड द कंस्ट्रेंट्स. अगर आपका कंस्ट्रेंट फॉलो हो रहा है और आपके पास दूसरा लॉजिक है, देन यू प्रोड्यूस दैट लॉजिक. हु टोल्ड यू डू नॉट प्रोड्यूस
Okay
दैट?
sir.
Okay, so in the
Excuse me,
step number
sir.
third, what we are doing?
एक्सक्यूज मी सर, मेरे को एक छोटा डाउट है
Yes.
सर. एक स्टेप में हम दो डिस्क मूव कर सकते हैं सर? मतलब सर आप जैसे फर्स्ट स्टेप से
नहीं.
कर रहे हो सर, 2 डिस्क मूव करने को एक स्टेप बोल दो.
नहीं, तो हमने
तो मतलब
फर्स्ट स्टेप के अंदर 2 डिस्क मूव करी है, लेकिन अगर अलोन देखोगे, आइसोलेशन में देखोगे तो 1 by 1 ही तो करी है. एक उठा के थोड़ी ना रख दी एक बार में. ऐसा तो नहीं करा कि बंच उसका उठा के जेड पर रख दिया. ऐसा किया है क्या?
नहीं सर.
No sir.
तो सर
तो
फिर
हमने
हम
यही तो
एक
बोला, ये
डिस्क बोलेंगे ना.
हाँ,
एक स्टेप का मतलब सर एक मूवमेंट होगी ना.
तो उस पर्टिकुलर स्टेप नंबर 1 के अंदर, स्टेप नंबर 1 में अपने आप में 2 मूवमेंट्स है. उस 2 मूवमेंट्स को हमें कंप्लीट स्टेप बोल रहे हैं कि हमें ये करना पड़ेगा, ये कंप्लीट स्टेप. स्टेप नंबर 1 में अपने आप में 2 मूवमेंट हुई है ना. कैलकुलेट करेंगे कि कितनी मूवमेंट्स हुई है, कितने स्टेप्स हुए हैं. पहले समझते जाओ यार, प्रॉब्लम को पहले सोल्व तो करने दो. पहले एकदम प्रॉब्लम को सोल्व किया करो, उसके बाद क्वेश्चंस किया करो.
ओके.
Okay, so what we will do now? So now we are going to move what?
C.
See where?
Z to X.
X में सर.
X. Z to S.
So can you see that in each step we are moving 1 disk only? Okay, but the ultimate motive is that we have to place these 2 disks from Z to Y using the X. So using the X meaning in crunches, in split steps we are moving 1 disk from this Z to X, and then so ultimately we are using the third tower. Yes or no? In order to move these disks from one tower to another. So that's what
Yes,
we are
sir.
doing. So now after this, what we will do again?
Z to Y.
Okay,
Yes sir.
and finally
X to Y.
X to Y.
so what we have done ultimately, that the thing that we have told here, that in the step number 3rd, what we have to do, we have to move from Z to Y. From Z to Y, how many disks we have to move? N minus 1. So what is the value of n? N is 3. 3 minus 1, this is 2. So these two top disks we have to move from Z to Y. बताओ हमने मूव किया नहीं किया यहाँ पे? Z to Y किया? Yes, using X.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So using X, we have moved top 2 disks, and in the earlier step also, what we have done, we have moved top 2 disks, that is B and C, from X to Z. See this, from X to Z we have moved using what? With the help of Y only. Yes or no?
Y.
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
This step is clear. So now can you see that yes, successfully we have placed this thing using only these two, using these 3 steps. That is step number 1, step number 2, step number 3. Although the step number 1 is constituted of the unit step, 2 unit steps, moving from 1 to, because the constraint is like this only. We have to move only 1 disk at a time. So now this is clear to you. Now this is what we call as the algorithm for the Tower of Hanoi. Have you observed in your code this particular thing that you have coded like this
Yes,
only?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
So now,
Yes, sir.
okay, now let's see that how using the recursive tree, how we are going to produce, and in fact how we have actually placed these disks from one tower to another. Let's see this using this recursive tree. Can you make the recursive tree for this? if I'm saying that, okay, this is the algorithm. Okay, let me give the algorithm now. So can we say that this is the algorithm now? I think we have not written, or we have written here. Let me check it. I think we have not written here, but yeah, we can write it. Okay, we have written here, right? So now this is the algorithm. Can you see it? This one. This is a tower of Hanoi for moving n disk. N is the disk number of disks from with the tower X, given the tower is x, y, z. So we have to move this disk from tower x to y using z. So how we have solved this? At least we should have one disk in order to move. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So how you are going to solve? You just move n-1 days from x to z using y. Yes or no? From x to z using y. Yes. Step number 1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is the step number 2? After doing this, what we have to do? See this? Move
X to Y.
one disk from x to y. Yes.
Sir.
So let's move. Let's move one disk from x to y. Step number 2. And then finally what we have to? n-1, that is two disks from z to y using x.
Y using X.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So algorithm is clear now. Now can you see that this algorithm is same that we have done this type of algorithm? Yes or no? See this one.
Yes, sir.
Something like this.
Yes, sir.
So can you make the recursive tree for this in order to find out the how we have moved that? Can you make the recursive tree for this or not? For n value is equals to 3. When the n value is 3, then how we are going to make the recursive tree? See this. What we have done? This is the tower of Hanoi for value n equals to 3, given x, y, z as a tower. So what we are doing? जैन इसको ध्यान से देखते जाओ, फिर बोलोगे सर इधर उधर हो गया, ये हो गया. So what we have done in the step number 1, move n-1. What is n-1? This is 2. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
From x to z
Yes, sir.
using y. What is the step number 2? Move from x to y. Yes. What is the step number 3?
Yes, sir.
n-1, that is 2 from z to y using x. So this complete one level.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So again now we have 2 disks now left. So again we are going to solve it. How we are going to solve? Move n-1. What is the value of n now? This is 2.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
n-1 is 1.
1.
n-1 is 1. Move from x to y using z. Then move from x to z. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then again 1 y z x. Are you following these steps or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then again, this is just a movement, so we are not going to make a recursive tree here because this is not a function. So again for this we are going to make a recursive tree. So the value of n is 2 here. Again n-1 is 1. This is z to x movement using y. Then z to y. Then this is 1 x to y, then z. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So level number 2 is also completed. Level 3, in fact, level 1, level 2, level 3. And then finally, the value of this is 1 now. So it becomes 0, n-1. This is x to y.
Yes, sir.
This movements again for this is the structure. Again for this is the structure. Again for this is the structure. Are you following? Are you getting this recursive tree or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So now trace out. So let me make these trees towers. So we have started using XYZ. Now trace out this. So we have 3 disks. Okay, fine. We have 3 disks. Let me draw these disks A, B, and C. So what we have now, do you very well know that how we are going to produce the output using recursion. So can you see how we have produced this output? Whenever we are going to encounter it for the first time, we are going to print it out. Yes or no? Here in this example, yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Whenever we are going to encounter it for first time, this is a simple printf statement. So we are going to actually execute that. Execution in this particular example, what was the execution? Execution was only producing the output on the screen. So similar, whenever we are going to traversing a particular tree, and whenever we encountered a particular statement, that is in this example, it is the output statement, and in the Tower of Hanoi, what is the output statement? See this? We are just going to execute that. See this? Starting from here, we start from here, we are executing. This is the first function that we encountered. Then the first function we encountered. Then first function we encountered. Then trace out. Go like this. First time we are going to encounter this one. That is movement from X to Y. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
do the movement from X to Y. What? Move X to Y, the top disk. What is the top disk? Yes or no?
C.
Okay, fine. This is mode.
Yes, sir.
Now again trace it out.
Sir, X to Z, B to B.
X to Z, sir.
That
B
is X to
disk
Z.
move करेगी.
What is X? The top disk is B. Move it from
Yes,
here
sir.
to here. This is
X
B.
to
Yes
Z.
or no?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Now, sir, Y to Z.
Y to
Sir,
Z. What
disk
is
C
Y?
from Y.
Sir, Y is C. Sir, X to Y.
Let me draw it, Peter. X to Y. What is X?
Sir, A.
Are you following this or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, Z to X. C.
Z to X. What is Z? Z to X.
Sir, Z to X. C. Sir, Z to Y. B.
Z to Y.
B, sir.
Z to Y. What is Z?
Disk B.
Sir,
B.
B.
Sir, B, sir.
Now, sir, X to Y,
Okay,
last C.
Let me draw it here. Okay. We do not have the space there. So this is the position now. X, Y, Z. This is A. Can you see that how we are getting the output using a recursive tree? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
where we were?
Yes, sir.
At this point, no? Yes.
X to Y.
X to Z. X to Y.
Y.
Finished? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now it is clear to you how the Tower of Hanoi is actually working and how we can trace out the recursive output using the recursive tree as well.
Yes, sir.
Now this algorithm is simple or what? Difficult?
Simple, sir.
So calculation is simple, sir. Implementation is looking difficult.
What implementation is looking difficult? You have to just write these 3 lines of code inside the C programming. What is the implementation? You just put up these 3 lines only. Make a function that is TOH, Tower of Hanoi. From the main, just call this particular function TOH using what? Using 3 value, using only X, Y, Z. What is wrong with you? What is the implementation?
नो सर सर ये तो सर हो जाएगा सर, मालूम है सर। कोई अलग प्रॉब्लम आएगी अगर 4 वेरिएबल्स का हो गया तो सर सोचने में
हाँ
सर।
तो क्या सोचने में, क्या अरे भाई
सर
संस्कार
कोड
मोदी
सोचने
है।
में सर, प्रॉब्लम तो सर सॉल्व हो जाएगी सर। सर प्रॉब्लम तो सॉल्व हो
अरे
जाएगी।
भाई नहीं, एक मिनट, मुझे मैं आपको वैल्यू देता हूं 10 के लिए आप नहीं कर पाओगे इसको। द एल्गोरिथम विल रिमेन सेम, एल्गोरिथम में कोई चेंज नहीं आएगा। आपने जस्ट ये एज इट इज लाइन जो है सी प्रोग्रामिंग के कोड के अंदर पुटअप कर देनी है ये। अब आप एन की वैल्यू जो है यूजर से ओके, एंटर द वैल्यू फ्रॉम द कीबोर्ड, printf, scanf, we have taken the value from 10 from the keyboard, we have taken 10 using scanf. So just these values will go to these algorithm only these 3 lines you have to put. अब n की वैल्यू कितने भी रखते रहो, क्या फर्क पड़ेगा इससे।
यस सर।
अब अगर इसके लिए रिकर्सिव ट्री बनाना होगा 4 के लिए तो कैसे बनाओगे, बना पाओगे, नहीं बना पाओगे। यहां पे वैल्यू 4 कर दो, हाँ ट्री का स्ट्रक्चर बढ़ता जाएगा आपका।
1 लेवल ऐड हो जाएगा,
हाँ
लेवल ऐड हो जाएगा।
एक और लेवल
ऐड हो
अगर
जाएगी।
4 हुआ
Yes.
तो।
हाँ?
यस सर।
4 के लिए क्या होगा, 4 से चलेंगे, सबसे पहले लेवल किसका होगा, 3 वाला होगा, और 3 वाला लेवल तो आपने सोल्व कर ही लिया है ये।
यस सर।
भाई 3 वाला लेवल तो आपने सोल्व कर लिया ना,
यस सर।
तो फिर क्या प्रॉब्लम है इसके अंदर बताओ। आई डोंट सी एनी प्रॉब्लम। सो यू जस्ट नीड टू नाउ व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इन द लेबोरेटरी, यू जस्ट पुट अप दीज 3 लाइंस, तीनों की तीनों लाइन जो है आपको पुट अप कर देनी है। इसमें बिल्कुल भी और ज्यादा दिमाग नहीं लगाना है अपना, और कितनी भी वैल्यूज के लिए जो है आप इसको रन कर सकते हो। बताओ।
यस सर।
नाउ एनालाइज करो, अब इसको एनालिसिस करो इसका। हाउ मेनी फंक्शंस आर रिक्वायर्ड फॉर n वैल्यू इक्वल्स टू 3? टेल मी हाउ मेनी फंक्शंस आर रिक्वायर्ड फॉर n वैल्यू इक्वल्स टू 3, दैट द सिमिलर मैनर दैट वी हैव डन फॉर द अदर एग्जांपल्स।
फिफ्टीन सर।
15 सर। 15
सर।
15 एवरीबॉडी प्लीज। बोलो बेटा, हाउ मेनी, एवरीबॉडी। यस
15 सर। 15
सर। 15
सर।
ओके, वेरी
15
नाइस।
सर।
15 and number of function invocations are a number of moments. How many number of moments are there? So you are saying, sir, the number of functions calls are 15.
7 movements सर।
The number of
Seven.
moments are 7. आप लोग सब, मैं किसी स्पेसिफिक से नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ, सब लोग इसको कैलकुलेट कर पा रहे हो कितने फंक्शंस कॉल हुए? अरे भाई
Yes, sir.
कैलकुलेट कर लो इसको। एक तो
Yes, sir,
फंक्शन
yes.
कॉल ये हो गया इधर, कितने हुए टोटल बताओ? 15।
15 yes sir।
15 सर।
So total number of functions calls are 15. How many actions, meaning movement, are there? Count the movement.
7।
7. Everybody.
Yes sir,
Let
7
me take this.
7
Yes
Okay.
sir।
One movement. 2. At this level, what more? 3. 6. 7. Fine. Yes or no? For n
Yes,
value,
sir.
for n equals to 3, the number of functions calls, invocations are 15, number of moments are 7. Now using the back substitution method, can you generalize this expression for value n equals to n? Number of functions calls, question number 1. Using back substitution method, find the number of functions called for value n. So can you see the algorithm? If we are going to call it from the main, one function in one, this will always be called. So one for this one, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And the second function is this
Yes,
one,
sir.
and the third function is this one. So for if I am assuming that the total is in, then for n minus 1, how many functions call? I of n minus 1? I of n minus
Yes,
1?
sir.
So
Yes,
this
sir.
constitute of twice of in minus 1 plus 1.
Yes, sir.
So using the method that we have discussed yesterday, the back substitution method, can you solve it or not? What is the base condition?
Sir, when
What is the base
n
condition?
is greater than 0.
N is equals to 1.
When there is no disk, that is n value equals to 0, then it will simply return. This simply will return. It means that it is simply going to produce 1. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
just taking care about the base condition, you just need to solve this particular number of function invocations using back substitution method. So your answer should be 2 raised to power n plus 1 minus 1. कर लोगे solve? You have to solve it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
सर ये तो सेम ही है ना कल
फॉर्मूला
वाले जैसा ये
बेटा कल वाले में है, इसलिए मैंने वो एग्जांपल्स उस तरह से दिए थे, बट ये नहीं बताया था कि दैट इज अ टाइप ऑफ टावर ऑफ इनोए ओनली दैट वी आर सोल्विंग. लेकिन
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
आप इसको जो है प्रॉपर मेथड से करो इसको सोल्व. ऐसा नहीं कल को आप जो है कॉपी पेस्ट कर दिया. आपको जो है रीजनिंग आनी चाहिए कि व्हाई द बेस कंडीशन इज दिस वन एंड व्हाई वी आर गेटिंग दिस इक्वल्स टू 1. Because when we do not have the number of disks to move n value equals to 0, so we are simply returning from the program. We are just simply producing the one only. Yes. और
Yes.
जो भी सीरीज बनेगी उसके लिए जनरलाइजेशन करो कि ये सीरीज आ रही नहीं आ रही है, सम आ रहा नहीं आ रहा उसका, ये प्रोड्यूस करो. Now second question is calculate the total number of movements. Here the moments are 7. You can see that. But for n value equals to n, let us assume that it is m of n total moments. So why this one? This one is for what? Movement from x to y. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Single moment.
Yes, sir.
And
अगर एक डिस्क
for if the total moment is n, then for n minus 1, and for this the moment is twice of mn minus 1. Yes or no? Like this one.
Yes, sir.
That we have solved.
Yes, sir.
So again we can calculate
Yes,
total
sir.
number of movement, but only the difference between the question number 1, that is the number of functions called, and the moments is only about the base condition. When we have number of disks n equals to 0, do we have any disk to move?
No, sir.
So the base condition is 0. We do not, when the value of n equals to 0 and when the function becomes 0, it means that we cannot move anything. So we do not have any disk to move. So the value will be 0. Yes or no? So when the base conditions will change, you will realize that the final expression will get changed. Otherwise, we will get the answer same answer 15 and 15 if the base condition have not been changed. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So this was now why can anybody tell me why I am saying this is a very most powerful application of the recursion that we can see in a tower of Inouye? Why I am saying this? We have done the analysis, we have done the recursion, we have we have produced the output, that is fine. But using the analysis, we have produced these things, right? Number of movements. Okay, let's forget about the number of movements. Let's focus on the number of functions calls only. So why we are saying that the recursion is a very powerful tool in order to solve complex problems?
सर क्योंकि हम इस कोड को अगर बिना रिकर्शंस के करते तो हर स्टेप के लिए एक कोड लिखना पड़ता और n की वैल्यू जैसे चेंज होती है उस हिसाब से कोड भी पूरा चेंज करना पड़ता.
What is the time complexity, beta? Can you tell me the order of time complexity? This is the same 2 raised to power n plus 1 minus 1.
Yes, sir,
yes or
yes,
no?
Yes, sir.
Can you imagine
Sir.
when the n value is approaching to infinity, how much time it will take? Or in fact, forget about that. When the n value is 10, only for the 10 disk you have to solve the problem. Can you solve it? N
No,
equals to
sir.
10 only. How much time it is going to take? 2 raised to power
11.
11.
11.
minus 1.
11.
Can you see how much time it is? How much bigger time it is? Only for the n value is equals to 10. कर लोगे मैनुअली सोल्व इसको इस तरह से n वैल्यू इक्वल टू 10 के लिए?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So this is how no, because even the time complexity was very high, but yes, we have this particular tool that is what we call as the recursion, using which we have actually solved this particular problem in a very beautiful manner, only using 3 steps. Only just putting these 3 steps into my C program, I'm able to solve the problem. Okay, so this ends your Tower of Hanoi. Okay, one more thing. Okay, this is the total time complexity, that is 2 raised to power n plus 1 minus 1. Do you have any mechanism? Do you have any suggestions through which I can further minimize the time? Can I modify this code in somehow so that I can further minimize this time? Do you have any recommendation or suggestions or some modification inside the code through which I can even minimize this time? Think about it. कहां पे मैं कोड में चेंज करूं कि मैं इसमें थोड़ा सा और मिनिमाइज कर पाऊं टाइम को? Okay, can you think about it or not? Okay, think about it, right? So just take it as a homework and just think how we are going to minimize it further, how this time can be minimized further. So can you think
Sir,
about this line? Think about this line. For n value greater than equals to 1, we have to execute this one. What about when the n value equals to 1? So when the value of n equals to 1, that is we are left with only one disk, can we modify it something in a different way? So you just need to think about it, right? Okay, so that's ends your Tower of Hanoi, and this is how we are going to analyze. Any problem till now?
no, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, how to move this? How to move? One moment, beta. Okay, this one. Okay, so this ends your recursion, and I assume I am very much confident now in the recursion. आप लोगों को सब कुछ क्लियर है किस तरह से स्टैक एक्टिवेशन मेमोरी लेवल्स पे ट्री मेथड्स पे आप लोग जो है किसी भी रिकर्शन को इस तरह से ट्रेस आउट, इवन द फैक्टोरियल नंबर आपने रिकर्शन से किया होगा, किया है सबने?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
अब फैक्टोरियल ऑफ अ नंबर को जो है आप उसका एल्गोरिथम को जो है एनालाइज करने की कोशिश करो यूजिंग ट्री मेथड, हाउ द वैल्यूज आर गेटिंग, हाउ वी आर गेटिंग द वैल्यूज, how the activation records are putting inside the we are making inside the memory, right? इन सब का एनालिसिस जो है आप अपने एंड पे करोगे अब. Okay, so this ends your recursion topic, and okay, yeah, this is what. So now let's move towards, we are done with the pointers, basic pointers we are done, and now we move towards the array, and once we will study the arrays concept, then we again come back to the pointers concept. ओके, क्योंकि पॉइंटर्स में जो हम एरे का क्या कंसेप्ट है और एरे को किस तरह से पॉइंटर्स में हम डील करते हैं, एक पॉइंटर जब किसी एरे को पॉइंट करता है तो वो किस तरह से करता है, देन वी विल अगेन बैक इट. सो नाउ वी विल ट्राई टू complete, we are just done with this particular recursion topic. Now we will move towards the array concept. Okay. Wait for 1 minute. Okay. So any idea about the array?
The collection of similar integers,
Data types.
data types.
contains set of elements.
Okay, so the thing is that given some let me pose some situation here in which you have 20 students, right, in a class, and we are asked to write a program that reads and print the marks of these 20 students. This is the problem. So what we will do? Obviously we are talking about the marks of 20 students, so definitely we need, in normal, if we do not have the concept of the array and we do not know anything about the type of what is the array, we never heard about this array. So the situation is like that, we are given that we have 20 students in a class and we just need to output the marks of these 20 students. So in general, what you will do, you have to make 20 integer variables, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So one by one you will take the values. Okay, print the number of first student, you just scanf in the first integer variable and so on up to 20, and then here obviously you can print it out. So definitely 20 print statement we need, and scanf 20 scanf statement we need, and we can do it. But what about if you are say, okay, you just print the 100 students, 500 students, 1 lakh students? Can you do that? Can you do it using the normal variables? It is
No,
feasible
sir.
for you?
No,
It is not
sir.
feasible for us. So answer is definitely no. So please note it down that in order to process large amount of data, we need a kind of data structure that is what we call as the array. एक इस तरह का डेटा स्ट्रक्चर चाहिए मुझे जो लार्ज डेटा को मेरा प्रोसेस कर पाए, उसको, उस डेटा स्ट्रक्चर को हम क्या बोलते हैं? एरे बोलते हैं. तो एरे आज से हम क्या हुआ? एरे इज अ टाइप ऑफ कलेक्शन ऑफ सिमिलर डेटा एलिमेंट्स. एरे क्या हुआ? सिमिलर डेटा एलिमेंट्स का कलेक्शन हो गया मेरा. एरे क्या हो गया मेरा? एक सिमिलर डेटा टाइप्स का क्या हो गया? कलेक्शन. उसको हमने एरे बोल दिया. एक तरह का डेटा स्ट्रक्चर है हमारा. ये डेटा स्ट्रक्चर क्या? एक तरह का मेरा कंसेप्ट है. जब डेटा स्ट्रक्चर पढ़ोगे तो वहां पे पता चलेगा कि व्हाट इज डेटा स्ट्रक्चर. डेटा स्ट्रक्चर इज नथिंग मोर देन अ टाइप ऑफ कंसेप्ट that we are introducing. So array is a type of concept, the data structure that we are introducing and saying, okay, why you need these thousands variables? No, we don't require. You just need a kind of concept through which I can store these similar type of integer variables together. So that concept is what we called as the array concept, similar data types collection. So the point is that whenever we have this kind of concept, then the data type should be same. Similar data type. These data elements, whatever we are going to put, these data elements have the same data type. And the second point is that the elements of the array are stored in the consecutive memory locations. जब भी आप array के अंदर कोई store करोगे, okay, let me draw it, right? So whatever the content I am going to store, these will be in the consecutive. If it is starting 100, then this is 101, this is 102, 103 and so on. So these are the consecutive memory locations. So जो भी आप इसमें डालोगे वो हमारे consecutive memory locations पे store हो जाएगा. So the elements of the array are stored in the consecutive memory location. So 2 points हमें यहाँ से मिल गए. Similar data type, consecutive memory locations. Yes, and obviously they are referenced by an index. इनका कोई index होगा. And what is the index here? This one. This is 0 index, 1 index, like this. Obviously they are being referenced by some index. This is something what we call as the subscript also. इसको subscript बोल दो, index बोल दो. तो subscript और indexing क्या है? मेरे एक ordinal type का, एक integer type का number है which is used to identify an element of the array. So these are the indexing. 0, 1, 2, 3, like so on. Okay, so this is a subscript बोल दो या indexing बोल दो. So each and array, every element of the array is having associated index number. Okay, so this is just a introduction about the array. What is an array? Array is nothing more than a similar data types in which we can store the elements of similar data types, and which the elements are obviously stored in the consecutive memory locations. Okay. Then comes to how you are going to declare it. How you are going to declare it. Let us directly write it, and then in the reverse we will tell you. So let us suppose that we are going to write it int marks and then 10. It means that this is the data type. So for an array, we need to specify the data type. We need to specify the name of array, right? And this is what? Size of array. Data type can be kind of integer. It can be character, float, double, whatever the data type that we have studied. It can be like integer, character, float, double. And what is the name of array? Name is just a kind of identifier, the similar manner that we have done for the variables. So this is the name of the array. And what is the size? The maximum number of values that the array can hold. So here in this example, this particular marks array can hold 10 values. Yes or no? Starting from indexing 0. So starting from the indexing 0 up to what? Up to 9. So this is the maximum size that it can, it is available to have the inputs. So this is the maximum size. So for an array, for this particular example, this is an array that's starting from the indexing is starting from 0, 1, 2, and so on up to 9. And this is of integer type, and the name of this array is marks, and this is the size. Up to this point, it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me put it. Okay, we will discuss the memory concept in the subsequent chapters. So this is how we are going to declare an array. There are something important that we need to take care whenever we are going to declare an array. Let us assume that we are going to declare an array like this: int array, and like this one. And then we are going to declare is int n array n. So is this valid? Both statement.
No, sir.
Yes, beta. We are just declaring
सर
it.
ये सेकंड स्टेटमेंट क्या लिखी हुई है सर, पढ़ नहीं पा रहे.
int n then comma array n. Array
Yes.
size is n.
नहीं सर, वैलिड नहीं होगा सर.
नो सर, नॉट
This is not valid by
सर हमने वो
कोई साइज तो प्रीडिटरमिनेट
साइज डिफाइन नहीं किया सर अभी.
yes, sir.
मतलब वो एरे के लिए कितनी मेमोरी एलोकेट करके रखी
yes
है,
बेटा.
यही नहीं पता.
C के अंदर प्लीज नोट इट डाउन. C के अंदर कंपाइल टाइम पे अगर आपने जो है एरे का साइज नहीं बताया है, देन दैट इज अ कंपाइलेशन एरर. अगर नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स मुझे नहीं पता है डिक्लेरेशन के अंदर, अब यहां पे आपने n तो स्पेसिफाई कर दिया लेकिन n की वैल्यू नहीं बताई, तो ये हमें साइज नहीं पता चलेगा इसका. तो ये डिक्लेरेशन कंपाइल टाइम पे दिस प्रोड्यूस द एरर. यहां पे आपने साइज ही नहीं बताया, इसका डिक्लेयर कर दिया लेकिन साइज ही नहीं बताया, देन कंपाइल टाइम पे बात तो साइज ही की हुई ना. या तो साइज बताया ही नहीं, या बताने की कोशिश करी इधर लेकिन आपने वैल्यू नहीं बताई एग्जैक्टली कितनी है. सो दिस विल टर्न्स इनटू द कंपाइलेशन एरर. ये ऐसा नहीं करना है आपको. इतनी बात समझ में आई?
यस सर.
थर्ड कंसेप्ट इसमें अगर बात करें तो गुड प्रोग्रामिंग ये बोलती है आपकी, जब भी आपने एरे डिफाइन करना हो, जैसे मैं बोलता हूं सर मैंने एक एरे बनाना है ए स्टार से और इसका साइज जो है n रखना है, तो गुड प्रोग्रामिंग प्रैक्टिसेस बेटा ये बोलती है जब भी आप हैश इंक्लूड करो, जब भी अपनी लाइन लिखो और जब भी आप अपना जो है, क्योंकि आपने यहाँ पे मेन के अंदर बनाया होगा एरे, इस तरह से डिक्लेयर किया होगा, तो ये जो n की वैल्यू है ना बेटा, इस n की वैल्यू को आप हमेशा जो है स्टैटिक बना दिया करो. इधर कैसे बनाओगे? डिफाइन करो इसको, यहाँ पे एक लिखा करो डिफाइन, और यहाँ पे जो n है वो आपने कर दिया 10, कोई सेमीकोलन नहीं लगाओगे इधर. तो इससे क्या होगा, आपकी पूरे के पूरे प्रोग्राम के अंदर ये वैल्यू कांस्टेंट हो जाएगी, इसको आप चेंज नहीं कर पाओगे हैश डिफाइन लिखने से। n10 कोमा नहीं लगाना, इधर सेमीकोलन नहीं लगाना, कुछ नहीं लगाना। बात समझ में आई?
सर इक्वल टू भी नहीं लिखना है इसके लिए?
नहीं, कुछ नहीं लिखना, केवल आपको ये लाइन लिखनी है। ये गुड प्रोग्रामिंग प्रैक्टिसेस है टू डिफाइन द साइज ऑफ एन एरे एज अ सिंबॉलिक कांस्टेंट। एक सिंबॉलिक कांस्टेंट की तरह हम इसको दिखा सकते हैं। ठीक है? हाँ
सर ये स्पेस ही है ना बीच में?
हाँ स्पेस है बेटा, ऐसे लिखा है हैश डिफाइन n देन 10, बस। सेमीकोलन नहीं लगाओगे, कोमा नहीं लगाओगे, कुछ नहीं लगाओगे, बस इतना करके रख दोगे तो इससे पता चल जाएगा हमारा 10 हमारे n हमारे कांस्टेंट साइज का है। समझ में आ गई ये बात?
यस सर।
ये एरे के, अब एरे हमें पता चल गया डिक्लेयर कैसे करते हैं, हमें ये पता चल गया कि क्या नहीं करना है एरे डिक्लेरेशन में, क्या करना है वो पता चल गया। ठीक है? yes, this is fine.
Sir, what is the use of that declaring before only? We can write array of 10 also, no, sir.
Array of? Yes,
Directly.
definitely. Yeah, definitely we can put it. Array of 10 here.
What is the use of the writing hash define n10?
This one?
Yes, sir. What is the use of predefining that, sir? Hash
This is see, if you want some variable, you want to declare some variable and you want that variable to take only this constant value, it will never be changed in the program. If anybody want to try to change it, he can not do it. So for that, making a particular variable value as a static throughout the program, we just make it using the hash defined before the main. So the value of n throughout the program, whether it is the local or the global, it will always be constant as 10. That is the only use. Otherwise, you can, if you can do it explicitly, if you want to provide it, you can provide it by writing is int array of 10. That is also fine. But that is a kind of good programming practices. Nothing more than that.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this is the one thing. And now coming to how we are going to access the arrays element, you know it very well. So I think some of the programs you have made it in the laboratory also, but anyway, that's understood the concept.
Time over, sir. Next class
Accessing,
sir.
राजीव
okay.
सर
किसी क्लास है बेटा?
राजीव सर से
किसी क्लास? हाँ?
इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स सर।
राजीव सर के।
Okay, one moment. Okay, you can leave now.
Thank you, sir.